You'll know what it is. It's the mob. Today I have from Super 7, Peewee Herman Surprise Keshi. First off, I'd like to apologize. In the video of the unboxing, I went on a little rant about Super 7's quality control. And by all means, that's something worthy to talk about. Without further delay, I'll get into the unboxing. So getting into the first box, and I know from previous Super 7 Keshi collections, I had two of the Transformer waves. It was either one or two. And from what my experience is, you'll have 6 figures and you'll get every single color in the line. So hopefully that will be the truth, or that will ring true. Opening the first. And I wish this line would have went on. I've had in mind of getting this for a long time. And the new Kid Robot series is coming out. And the first one, I had to change my setup around. This is a sticker. It's hard to see, it's so holographic. Trying to catch it for you. And here's a Randy figure. If you know, he's a marionette. That's why he's jointed like that. Aqua in color. Squishy, it's Keshi. Getting into box number 2. Cherry. Has some marbling. That doesn't look too good. But there's Cherry. It's even on her face. That's pretty sad. That looks kind of awful. And here's the sticker. If I could get the light just right. I think that's what Super 7 is notorious for. As I get into box 3, I'll talk to you about it. Excuse me if it's loud. Super 7 is notorious for their bad QC. And there's a yellow Randy. A little bit harder to pick up. Here's side by side. We got a Charlie Brown figure that was $300. It's the Halloween version. I have the video up. And on top of its head, I don't know if they didn't paint it well or if it came out of the mold. Top of its head is clear. It's terrible. And this goes back to when they were doing Masters of the Universe. And that's the reason I stopped collecting Masters of the Universe, because their QC was horrible. The products that they had on display at like Comic-Con and all that were so well done. But then when people were getting in the regular figure, and that was like the meme at the time on Instagram, if you were a figure collector, was that how horrible or awful even what people got as comparison. And even to the Ren and Stimpy, I was going to do a figure review about that. And it's another Randy. Orange, yellow, and aqua. Anyway, Ren and Stimpy. Stimpy has face plates, and you could change his whole belly portion from his eyes all the way down to the bottom of his belly. One of mine doesn't fit. And one of mine didn't fit as I changed the camera again because the focus was just crazy. And here's the first Peewee Herman figure. Pink, looking pretty good. Has that marbling crack back there. But anyway, there are numerous things that I've experienced in other people. I know other people have complained about that $300 Charlie Brown figure. Super 7's QC is trash. As I go into this, and I don't know why I would be surprised. I thought these would be pretty cool, maybe because I've seen the Transformers and other figures, the Snoopy. See if this one is any better. Looks a little bit better. There's a little bit of marks. I don't know if you could see. Bring the light around. into box number, and I lost count already, forgive me, 6. But it's a shame, really. I mean, they have such good lines, and Thundercats are pretty cool, but man, just horrible QC. Another Peewee figure. I don't know if I saw or showed off the sticker. I don't know. My tires are kind of deflated from the way that the pink cherry looks. There's aqua and pink together. Hopefully these are coming out well on camera. Okay, to the next box. I haven't done an unboxing for a while. I think the last one I'd done, was it Bandy or was it Circus Boy Band? And here is Captain Carl. Here's a sticker if you can see it. I'll try to get it. It's so holographic, it's hard to see. This was played by Phil Hartman. As you know, well, a couple I can remember is, of course, Saturday Night Live. He was on Jingle All the Way. I had to think for a second. It's on Small Soldiers. And if you all know how he passed, it was pretty sad. He was on the original Peewee show, and then he played a couple episodes. He's like on the first season of Peewee's Playhouse, one for kids. And to the next one, here is Pink Randy. So that rings true of what I was originally saying, is that you get every single color when you buy a box. And it's pretty good that the Randys are pretty much well done. So it's just this cherry that's terrible. And every time you think Super 7's going to redeem themselves, but they don't. Just my experience, though. I could understand if it was one figure, but numerous figures. It's another Captain Carl. Another side by side. But if it's numerous figures, and I've seen other people with problems with like the new Disney series and how they're crappily done, and I can tell this is a cherry figure. So, hate to make it a bash party about Super 7, but man. And they make their Charlie Browns so good, the giant Charlie Browns, even though there is a, here's the first Globey. Oh, cool. It's pretty awesome. Move them around. Very neat. Some marks. I mean, you could say that those marks, or the way that they're casted, is reminiscent of Keshi, of course, but I don't know. Fucking Super 7. As I get into the next one, I'll stop bashing them. I'll try to make this fun, because that's why I intended it to be, is fun. And the reason being, you know, growing up, I had a pretty terrible childhood, and I think that's what kept me going, is watching fun things like this, Peewee's Playhouse. And I know even back then people knocked it a lot. And I don't know if I showed the Globey sticker. You know, that's what they would say is just derogatory stuff, and to me it was just fun. I didn't look at it that deeply, or whatever people's opinions were. I mean, it just made me feel good. Coming from something bad. So that was how Peewee, the character, affected me in The Big Adventure. And here's the first Conky. That's pretty neat. He doesn't have, it's at the bottom, but maybe that's what it is, just a smooth surface, because all the conky has that weird release mark that's on figures. And I forgot to show the sticker. But anyway, that's what I had it for, is just made me feel good, and that's what it continued to be as an adult, and had my children watch them, and they enjoyed Peewee also. And a few years back, we had the opportunity to go to a theater in Denver, Colorado. Another sticker again, and pink conky, what I did with the other one. Where's the other conky? And we lost a conky. Oh, there he is. And he's right in front of me. Bang. Blue and pink. But anyway, we had an opportunity to go watch the movie with the Pee-wee's Big Adventure, with Pee Wee Herman. He would have been there, and then he would have been able to get his autograph or meet him afterwards. And something happened where I was unable to attend, something going on in life. And I'll forever regret that. I was gonna go with my daughter. It's very sad that I was unable to attend that. It's just one of those things. Things come up or things happen in life, and there's nothing you could do about them. But, you know, it's sad, but you gotta know that there's another Peewee. You gotta experience things right away, because you never know what's gonna happen. You can't take people for granted, even though, you know, it's someone that we didn't know or anything, but it's just a fun thing, a part of life. Get these guys all together. Got 3 so far. Still waiting on the last cherry, or 2 I should say. So hopefully the last 2 will be good. But really, when he passed, or that I seen it, that was the first thing I thought. It's just the happiness that he bring with his character. One thing I could compliment is that these are very vivid. That's what I like about them, the colors. Gonna hurry this. Sure I'm drawing on too long. Another cherry. See how well done this one is. And this is a little better. You could see the marbling around and just that release point. So there must be something in the mold that releases them at that certain point. Colors are neat. I like them. As I'm getting more into these, Super 7 letdown is fading just a little bit. You know, maybe you had better experience with Super 7, but for the most part, it's been not well for this household. So, don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, but there's all 4 of the Globies. Very awesome. And I was able to hunt down, and I had it saved for a while, maybe about 6 months ago, because I planned to buy these like a couple years ago, and it didn't pan out. Yeah, so just getting back to Super 7 as a business. If you experience otherwise, I mean, that's great. But I could only tell the experience that I had as I get into the last captain, Carl, having trouble to talk. But how could you forget Phil Hartman and The Simpsons, Troy McClure, Lionel Hutz? And I always say that Phil Hartman took the Simpsons series with him when he died. It was just never the same. I know after the writers left, I think it was season 8, and I could talk about that forever, but we're here to talk about Peewee's Playhouse. That's what we should be talking about, and I'm pretty sure this is the last Peewee as I get them together. No, it's the second to the last. So those are the 3 colors so far. But that's my main ordeal. Like, when he passed, I know my daughter was sad, and we watched the movie a couple days after the big adventure. And it was sad, but I think that's the main thing too. And I'm going to talk about the Villains and Creeps show, the whole thing, the ordeal with the theater incident. And maybe you might be able to see like the marbling right there. So pretty much follows. I think that's just the way that they poured it into the mold. Get the other cherry. Very vivid colors. But anyway, I was just speaking before, I'm all over on this. I got series 2 and I had them saved for a while. And there's one person that had a setup, the series 2 of this Keshi Surprise Peewee's Playhouse. It's only $70. They haven't shipped it yet or gave any indication that they did, so hopefully they do. It's getting less conky, so hopefully that will be on the way, and I have a little shelf for them. I cannot wait to get them, so hopefully that goes smooth and I won't be such a Debbie Downer on the next one. I don't know. Like Super 7, they just have a tendency to suck the life out of things. And that's exactly what happened on this. Oh, there he is. He was right under the tripod. So there we go. Conky. And forgive me, the spirit of Peewee, for focusing on Super 7 and not you. You made my life happy as a kid, and you continued to do so with my kids. So wherever you are, thank you very much. I'll put these on a shelf and I'll show them off. In conclusion, aside from the marbling on some of these figures, I really do like the figures. I love the colors. I ordered Wave 2 from a seller in Macari. That was almost 3 weeks ago. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to get them in, unfortunately. They haven't responded at all, so maybe in the future I'll be able to grab a whole case, but it seems unlikely. Wave 2 is really rare for whatever reason, so I'm very sad about that. Thank you very much for watching. It's the Mob.